Hey, Kimberland. Hi, everybody.
What up? It's Monday.
It is
and
Monday.
We are here with another episode of BrownVersations. We see y'all logging on. Come on and introduce yourself. Let us know where you are watching from. Let us know if this is your very first time hanging out with us on BrownVersations by typing first time in the comments. If you have been here with us more than once, you are officially an OG. So go ahead and drop OG in the comments. Also, tag your friends, child. They ain't doing nothing. Tell them to get on in here, listen to this conversation, get some of these shenanigans, tag them, share the broadcast. We ready to have some fun tonight.
We are. I'm excited. Every time we come, I say that every show, but I really mean that.
I must say, but we really be excited.
I'm really excited. Can I show y'all my shirt though? St. Patty's Day.
Sure.
Is coming up on Thursday. And I want to show my pride, Kimberland, y'all. Ladies in the community. I wanted to show my pride. Can y'all read this?
0%. Is it Irish?
Irish. Hey.
You know what's so funny? On holidays like St. Patrick's Day, those who are not of that descent, ethnicity, what have you, be turning up more than the folks who are. So do it. Okay. Irma said, yes, Sab. Okay. Represent. So if any of you all celebrate St. Patrick's Day, it is coming up this week. So happy St. Patrick's Day to you. So let me see. Oh, we got some people. Okay, hold on.
Do we? I'm trying to find it.
Okay. Let me see. We have a Brielle. Is her first time here. Welcome to the party. Kimberly said this is her second time here, right? So she
so glad you're back.
Talking about. You in here, girl. You in here. This is Jasmine, not Sade from Chicago. Girl, you let me call you Sade that whole show. Lord Jesus. Hey, Jasmine, girl. Get your sis back in here. Tell her she needs to come on in here. We have D from ATL by way of New York is here in the house. Let me see if we have any other first timers that we need to shout out. Not yet. Okay, so let me try to get my mind straight. What I was about to say. Oh, make sure that y'all go ahead on and share the broadcast on your page. It really helps us to get the word out to people. And you all know we be having a good time up in here. Okay, so get your people in here. Tell them to come on and hang out with us because we're going to have a wonderful time. So for those of you who are here for the very first time, you're probably like, child, what is this? What is we watching? Well, welcome to BrownVersations. This is our virtual platform where we talk about all things brown girl related. We are here to connect you to other like-minded women and give you a platform to share your voice in the conversations that matter to us and those we care about. We invite you to follow beautiful brown girls and follow us individually as we take this journey through life. My name is Kimberland, and I come to you from Mexico City, Mexico. I am an author, a blogger, a podcaster, an educational consultant, an advocate. And tonight I am one of your hosts here on BrownVersations.
Well, yes. Well, my name is Sab, and I reside in the interesting city of Dallas. It's raining here right now, really bad. And anyway, I'm one of your co-hosts as well this evening. I am a marketing professional, forever student, podcast host, business owner, daughter to Barbara, sister to Maria, sister to Tawanda, sister to Sybil, and just excited to have all you ladies here. Yay! And also shout out to the people that work from home. At least you can get like a little relief from these rising gas prices. Kimberland, I know you don't have a car in Mexico.
I ain't never been so happy to not own a car in my life.
However, you do rideshare probably. So
and guess what? Here in Mexico, rideshare is like $3.
Well, for people who are not in Mexico, you're probably going to feel it because that price is going to get surpassed to you. So Shout out to the people that's not in Mexico. Shout out to the people that work from these gas prices are crazy.
I saw, and I've been paying attention. And I know it's a lot. So real life, I'm laughing, but I am sending y'all good vibes because I tell you, I continue to say, I'm like, I do not even know how y'all are doing it, like at all. The sticker shock. Okay. So before we jump in, I do want oh, I don't think we have any announcements today. We're good. Okay, here we go. So let's get this party popping, girl, because we got all kinds of stuff. We playing the game today and everything, y'all. So get your people in here, okay? So starting with our new releases, what we got up, Sab?
So BET Plus. So Martin. So on Friday, February 18th, I know we're probably a little late. We're not late talking about it. I'm bringing it up. We're bringing it up for a reason, because BT, they recently announced that the 30th anniversary reunion special will be streaming on BET Plus later this year. So the special will feature the entire cast, including Martin, Tisha Campbell, Tashina Arnold, Pam, and Carl Anthony Payne II. I forgot the gentleman that passed away that played Tommy. Obviously, I don't know if they're gonna feel like in his character or not. But
that's what I was about to ask. Who does that do sitting here?
I will tell you, I know that that's not intended to be Tommy.
Okay.
But when I was reading, I just forget. I forget. But we wanted to show you, the reason why we're bringing it up now is because they recently just brought up some pictures of the filming, some behind the scene pictures of the reunion. So the reunion will feature interviews from the cast, original directors, special music performances, behind the scenes commentary on the importance and the impact of the show that shaped a generation. And they'll have a host of surprise guest appearances, and the reunion special will be hosted by comedian Avion Crockett. I am here for it. I'm excited. I'm curious as to why it'll be later this year that they're going to do it. But okay, so they're telling us, what month are we in? March. They're telling us right now.
They're trying to get us ready. You got to get this cult classic together. Okay, the people needs to be here. So we had shout out to our community, because they'd be like real time, like let's get her the information. So Thomas Michael Ford was Tommy's name. So thank you, community, for that. And then Kimberly said, "Is this bruh man this other guy?" So we're wondering. We might think that might be bruh man sitting there. So we'll see. But nonetheless, why is my computer skipping? Sorry, y'all. They look so good.
They look amazing. They all look great. And I'm really happy to see that Martin and Gina hash things out. So I'm excited for this. I mean, there's like, what's y'all in the community, like, what's your favorite colloquialism? I may be saying that wrong, but I know what I want to say.
Favorite saying from Martin.
It's colloquialism.
That's cool.
You go, girl.
That's yours. You go, girl.
Oh my goodness.
I think mine is it's the player from the Himalayas.
Oh, Mahogany said, "You ain't got no." You ain't got no
mama
job.
bird.
Get the
mama bird. Jerome and a half. Check it out. Hey.
Now, all of those things, colloquialisms, did it. It's still, it's very like, it made it an impression for a new generation. How old? 30 years? 20 years? What did I say?
It's been a minute. So
30. My goodness. So yeah, so I am definitely looking forward to it. I'm sure you ladies or gentlemen are too. Yeah, should be good. Well, I'm sure we'll keep you abreast as it comes towards the end of the year. So yeah.
They're gonna be in the comments with this the whole time. Okay. Sorry, let me get focused.
So yeah, some other things coming down the streaming pipeline or movie pipeline for Netflix is The Blind Side? Y'all remember that? So The Blind Side was a 2009 movie, Oscar-winning. So Oscar-winning sports biopic directed by John Lee Hancock, telling the story of Michael Orr. I don't even know if he's a football player anymore still. But anyway,
I don't know. That's a good question. Keep reading. Let me see.
He was a homeless teen and that drifted in and out of school, in and out of the school system. And Leah Ann Tui, played by Sandra Bullock, and her husband, Sean Tim McGraw, took him in. And he went on to be a successful football player. I don't even know what team he played on.
He played on quite a few of them. So he was selected by the Ravens in the 2009 draft. Yeah. He also played for the Tennessee Titans and the Carolina Panthers. Okay. So it looks like he has retired. He ended with the Panthers in 2016.
Oh, so it's been a while. Mm-hmm. Not too long.
Well, 6 years ago. Yeah, this is one of my favorite movies, though. I love this movie. I like football. So I think that drew me to it. But I just appreciated this story. Like, it was very, to Linda's point, like, it was really inspiring. It felt good to me. So I'm excited that it's going to be coming back out. And you know what else I'm excited that's going to be coming back out?
What are you excited about?
P-Valley.
I was so excited.
I wish I had a poll right here. Let me tell you something.
Is that your table? Yes.
But listen, there's a disclaimer. First of all, I fell down the stairs today.
Oh.
Short story long. I'm still living, but my tailbone is a little injured. Okay. So I couldn't really roll it like I wanted to. You see what I'm saying? Like I had a whole thing planned for y'all, but I had fell down the stairs. So anyway, P-Valley is coming back.
Yay! So the paint. The Pank.
Yes, we going back to the Pank. So P-Valley airs on Stars, and it's the story of Uncle Clifford and the Pank. And M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I, right? After watching P-Valley, not after watching P-Valley, for a while now, I have found a deep respect for strippers. Let me tell you something. The amount of endurance and upper body strength, y'all hear me over here breathing hard because I done popped something back here. They deserve every dollar. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, that junk is hard. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but it is hard. It is hard. So anyway, P-Valley is going to be coming back season 2. We're going to pick up and see what the ladies are doing and what's going to happen. Didn't the old girl, was he her boyfriend or her husband or what he was? The light-skinned girl. I can't remember her name right now. The one who the man found her at the end of the show.
Oh, I forgot her name. She was Midnight. What's her name? Autumn Night. Autumn Night was her name.
Yeah. So I want to see what happened. And they was trying to shut the Pank down, so I want to see like if they prevailed or whatever. So anyway, so P-Valley is coming back in June. Okay. So mark your calendars and get ready for Ready. Okay.
I am excited. Wow.
Girl, that's so funny. Listen, it do take skill to work that pole, honey. That upper body strength got to be the strength, okay, with an F. Mm-hmm. That upper body strength got to be on point. I couldn't do it. I even had the little pole that rotated and I still couldn't get around. So anyway.
Yes.
So those are new releases. As always, if you all are watching things that you're really enjoying right now, drop it in the comments. We're always looking for some joy to find and some amazing things to watch. So drop anything else in the comments that you think the community needs to know about. All right. So having said that, I don't know why my computer is skipping. But we have our top news topics, and we wanted to start off just acknowledging Tracy Braxton. She passed away just a couple of days ago from esophageal cancer at the age of 50. So many of you may know her. She is Toni Braxton's sister and appeared on the reality show Braxton Family Values. So she didn't share with a lot of people that she was diagnosed with cancer, much like Chadwick Boseman. She's being compared to a lot because there were pictures that were going around of when she had lost some weight, and people had mean comments and all that kind of stuff. And turns out that she was battling cancer. So she did that quietly in her own way and transitioned to go on. So we do want to wish that family well and to remind ourselves we never know what's going on behind scenes. So, you know, save the comments and like talking about people and all that if you don't know what's going on, because it could be anything, right? So remember that everybody's going through something, and this was sad to hear about because we didn't know. So her family, you know, has asked for prayers and space during this time while they process that loss.
They owe nobody, like celebrities like that. I think that's why so many people admire people like Beyonce, because she doesn't put everything out. She doesn't need to have a PSA about what's going on in her life. So she doesn't owe us any. Tracy didn't owe us anything. Correct. She didn't in terms of just telling us about her diagnosis. You know, often some celebrities feel like they need to go online and tell everybody everything, but this is unfortunate. It's very sad. She seemed like she had a really beautiful spirit, just based on what I saw of her and the people on my timeline person on my timeline that actually knew her. She was just a beautiful soul. I didn't follow Tracy enough to know of her, but this is just, obviously it's incredibly sad. And cancer is just one of those, I've shared with you ladies in the community about my experience, my sister passing away due to cancer. It wasn't esophageal cancer, but she did pass away. So I can only imagine. I can't actually imagine. I don't want to imagine what this family is going through right now. So rest well, Miss Tracy.
So love to them.
All right. So next we have a historic Broadway theater where James Earl Jones appeared early in his career has now been named after him. So the Court Theater, spelled C-O-R-T, originally named for impresario John Court, where household names such as like James Fonda, Grace Kelly made their debuts over the years. And the house was home to a lot of legendary productions. So Jones, a legend and a pioneer in the performing arts, he's 91 years old. 91. Raised on a farm by his grandparents. He actually considered going to medical school before becoming an actor. And he began his acting career, or his career, in 1957. And his indelible performances since then have ranged from voicing Darth Vader in multiple Star Wars movies, starring in plays such as Othello, on the Golden Pond. He was the father in Coming to America. He was the father in Lion King. I'm just really glad that we are continuing to give people like him, James Earl Jones, their flowers now while they are still here. So a statement from the Schubert organization says, "It is so incredibly honored to put James as an icon in the theater community, the Black community, and the American community forever in Broadway's lights." He said that James deserves to have his name immortalized on Broadway without question. And I agree.
And I'm glad that he's still here to see it.
Yes.
He's one of the people that I'm always nervous. Like whenever I see his name in a headline, I'm like, oh Lord, like, okay, he's yet holding on because he's getting up there in age, but he is iconic, period. Like there is.
Period with a T.
Yeah, like he has just has so much range in everything that he's done. And I'm excited to see this happening while he's still here to appreciate it and to see that everything that he's done has been immortalized in this way. So shout out. Shout out.
Absolutely. All right. So next we have, let me come out here. Sorry. All right. So festivals are coming back. They are
They're back.
So yeah, so the first one, so it's a number of festivals, and we want to know, like, well, anyway, I'll start with a new one. So 9-time Grammy winner Mary J. Blige has partnered with Live Nation to launch the Strength of a Woman Festival in Atlanta this May. The festival will take place May 6th through May 8th, and it's intentionally coinciding with Mother's Day weekend. So it'll be an all-female lineup. People like Shaka Khan, Ella Mai. Is it Ella Mai or Ella Mai?
Ella Mai, I think.
Ella Mai, because it's spelled M-A-I. Escape, City Girls. Strength of a Woman.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is different. I mean, yeah, it's just Mary J. Blige's festival. Like, I hope this isn't a one-time thing. I hope it's just something that she'll continue to do.
Yeah, it is.
You can't just do this once.
Right. I love that it's over Mother's Day. I think that that's awesome. I also see here it says empower, educate, and elevate. So I'm wondering if they are like, not to make the comparison, but like having it to be like a mini Essence type situation where there are empowerment opportunities and things of that nature. Oh, Cindy says she was at Jazz in the Gardens this past weekend and was phenomenal. So that's the festival in Miami.
Oh yes,
that just happened this past weekend. Mary is winning right now, and I'm excited for this. I think this is awesome, and I think this is different. So I appreciate this. Renee said they could have skipped City Girls. Listen, they gotta bring the City Girls up too. Okay, like everybody needs to be. Their femininity, okay. The place need to be made for the city girl. Okay. Irma says she would have liked to see Shaka. I think after that verses, we need to go check on Shaka. So hopefully she's doing okay. I'm not even being funny. Like, I'm being serious.
She deserves it. She
know, but she got to be able to perform. Like.
But we know she has range. She just look, she's 6'6", probably.
She has to be in the condition to perform, though.
Look, she's allowed.
I'm not even trying to throw shade, y'all. I'm being serious.
She's allowed to
not perform.
Shaka's range. We all know what she can do, but sometimes she's just like, look.
Nah, she got to. Now, people, if they gonna pay to see her, now she. Come on, man. Listen, she on here now. I'm just saying, I hope that she be ready, performance ready. Okay. Lakia, she might be. I don't know. And that's cool, but I'm gonna need you to perform though. Okay. Like I'm gonna need you to okay. Y'all act like I'm trying to be
what are some other festivals
so in comparison
that are in the pipeline?
Let me moonwalk out of that. Okay. So the Essence Festival is coming back as well, right? So you all know this is one of my favorites. I am from New Orleans. I for a long time, probably up until COVID, every summer would go home to be there for Essence. It is just an amazing time, right? So Essence is coming back and they announced their headliners. So for anybody who has never been to Essence and doesn't quite know how it works, Essence has a concert side. It has empowerment seminars. Empowerment seminars are free. And you can see lots of celebrities there. Sometimes they perform. There are lots of speakers. There are all types of things and giveaways and stuff. And then they have the concert. So on the concert, they have the main stage. And then they have what do you call them, openers for the main stage, and then they have super lounges where they might have artists that don't have a really large population, but they have a cult following. So they announced the lineup, and they even gave us the days, right? So if you was trying to get your hotel and whatnot to know what day to go. So it's going to be June 30th through July 3rd. Kevin Hart is headlining that Thursday, Nicki Minaj that Friday, Janet Jackson that Saturday, and New Edition that Sunday. Now, I don't know if any of y'all have been to the latest New Edition tour, but I've been hearing amazing things about New Edition.
In the video.
Yeah, so good. I can imagine. So Sunday night historically used to be the night that Frankie Beverly and Maze used to perform. So until they retired from Essence, right? So New Edition.
Until they retired.
What? They did.
Until they retired from Essence.
They did retire.
It's just funny.
But so anyway, so then down here at the bottom, we have folks like Jasmine Sullivan, The Roots, D Nice, Summer Walker, Isley Brothers. So they're probably going to be the openers for these acts. And then they'll continue to announce people as we get closer to the date. So said all that to say, who going? Okay. Who is going to Essence? Because we need to have a meetup or something. And who else would you like to see?
I have not been. I know we've talked about this in nauseum about me not going yet, but I'm surprised by, I don't know. I don't know. It's not on my it is on my to-do list at some point, but how long has it been, you guys, or Kimberland, since?
It's been at least 25. I want to say
how many years since? I'm sorry. How many years has it been since they've held an Essence in person? Essence. It's been
whenever COVID started. So what was that? 2020?
No, 2019. COVID-19. 2019.
But I think they had it they had it in 19. They didn't have it in 20.
They did?
Because 20 is when everybody called it at Mardi Gras.
Okay.
And then they canceled it in 20 and didn't have it in 21. So now here we are in 22.
So I'm looking. Sabrina says she has tickets for the New Edition in Greensboro show. Kenya said she would go. She would love to go. Lakia said you might attend. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not that I don't know. Because I hear it is an experience to go to Essence. Like you got to get ready. Like combat boots, hair braided, sandals, clothes, like light clothing. It's gonna be hot.
Like, it is hot. And please don't wear no sandals because
don't wear no sandals.
No sandals. Wear closed-toe shoes.
See?
Yeah.
It's a whole
but yeah. So we need to organize something, right? Since it's coming back, and we'll keep y'all posted as they continue to announce folks because it's a lot of fun. So there is another big announcement that came back. So Rolling Loud in Miami, that festival is back as well. So this is going to be July 22nd through the 24th, right? So this is after Essence. And very interestingly, they announced that they are going to have Kanye West, Future, and Kendrick Lamar. You can see that. And so same question. Who's going? But what I was gonna say was the way that Ye has been acting, I don't know if he's gonna wind up doing too much and actually not be there because he's been doing a lot.
Yeah.
But I would definitely go to see Kendrick Lamar. I think I think I would be scared to go to a Ye concert. I hear they're very cult-like.
I agree. This is my first time hearing about it when you brought it up. I feel like I might be lying, but I feel like this is my first time hearing about it. For me, not interested. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, Future, no. Yay, nah. I'm trying to look Lil Durk, Lil Yachty, Lil Like all these little
3-6 Mafia, I would go see them, but that day probably some might pop off. City Girls gonna be there. Who that was saying they was looking forward to seeing City Girls? They're gonna be in Miami too.
is this
Who else?
salty? Is this see? I called her salty. Is this sweetie?
Sweetie?
Ooh, it's salty. I thought it was salty.
Lord Jesus, we showing our age. So anyway, maybe this is for our nieces and nephews, y'all, to go. So let them know that the rolling out is happening because we are clearly the wrong market. Okay? I'm about to fight you.
But I'm really excited that all these festivals are coming back. It's telling us that we're turning a corner a little bit with with everything in this Pantene Pro V. So it makes us it's there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm glad to see these festivals coming back. All right.
Same.
So Brittany Griner, WNBA basketball player, is being detained or has been detained, is still being detained by Russia for probably over a month now after authorities were reportedly there confiscated hash oil in her luggage at the airport near Moscow. As reported by People, the two-time Olympic basketball champion has been charged with smuggling narcotic drugs into the country, and if convicted, she faces up to 10 years in prison. We're bringing this up for a reason. Obviously, we want you ladies, we want you all to know, we want you guys to know, but Texas Representative Sheila Jackson Lee has called on the Russian government to release the WNBA star Brittany Griner from custody. Griner, is also a member of the Russian basketball team. So she has reportedly been in custody, like I said, for 3 weeks here, but
February.
For a while. Her arrest came shortly before Russia's invasion of Ukraine on February 24. Now, according to the U.S. Embassy site, they cannot provide legal advice. And I was researching for the story, like there are currently 2 white American citizens that have been in jail for years there for political purposes. And they've even solicited Biden's help to no avail. And the U.S. has not been able to get them out. This is an unpredictable regime. So it's just really unfortunate because she's in trouble for the best that I can explain it. And the reason why we want to bring this to your attention is we need to keep her name and her circumstance out in the media. So share it on Facebook, share it on your Instagrams, your Snapchats, all your social platforms and in the social space, and just continue to place pressure on local officials. So I was really glad to hear or see that Texas Rep Sheila Jackson made a statement and calling for her release. It's a bad situation.
It's scary. And I was reading something today from a guy who actually wound up he was previously a political prisoner in Iran. And he was talking about how we need to also be careful of, not us, we, but collectively, of how we shared the story of what happened, because it could be a lie. Like first of all, they're saying that it was hash oil, right? But then the charges that they told to the US is that she had like an exorbitant amount of an illegal substance. And so it's like, did she or did you all just take her as a pawn? She is very well known there in Russia. She does play for them. She is a past Olympian. Like they know who she is. So it very well could be a political move. And it's just so scary right now with everything that's happening over there. So we do want to make sure, like, I didn't even know who she was. And I didn't know that this was happening until you brought it to my attention. So we want to make sure that people know. Like, I don't watch the WNBA and I don't really keep up with it. But the moment that I heard this story, I was like, oh my God, this is not good, right? So we want to, call representatives and, email the White House and share it on social media. We've seen in the past how social media pressure can cause movement. So we want to do that, especially because she's a brown girl and we, need to get her home. So definitely share the story, tell other people about it, ask them if they've heard about it. If not, continue to share it, because we definitely want her to be able to get home safely and not have to be there for however long
I agree.
they think they're going to keep her.
Lastly, like it's to your point, she's a brown girl, but she's also LGBTQIA.
She is.
And she's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So just continue to, like Kimberland said, place the pressure, keep her and her family and her wife in our prayers. Like, it is, like Kimberland said, it's a sad situation. So
yeah. So, we report the news to make sure that we know what's going on, because we want to be informed, right, on what's happening. So shifting to a semi-lighter note, speaking of keeping people informed, one of the ways that a lot of people stayed informed was through watching The Real and other different types of daytime talk shows. Well, there have been some rumors going around that after 8 long seasons that The Real is set to be taken off the air. It has not been made official, but they're saying due to low ratings that they are possibly going to get taken off the air. And when I was reading that, I thought to myself, are people still watching daytime TV?
Like, yes.
But how?
What do you mean, how?
Would you have to have cable?
Yeah.
Look, I live in this. I know I really sound like somebody's grandma right now. This is why.
You have.
This is why I'm saying, because I live in a streaming world, right? So everything that I watch, like I might watch clips of things, but to watch like an actual show, I haven't watched like actual network TV in, I can't even tell you how long. So what I'm wondering is, are people actually like watching TV, or are people like tuning into the app and being like, oh, let me see what they was talking about on The Real or whatever?
Kimberland, there is a whole, like, why stay-at-home moms? Like, where do you think they get all these big and large ratings?
But what they watching it on?
Cable? I don't know, but clearly they get a lot of viewership. You have a lot of people that obviously work different hours, a lot of stay-at-home moms. A lot of people are working from home now. Even before the Pantene Pro V, they were still, shows like this were getting a lot of viewers. Yes, you have people that watch. I don't know who the demographic people are, or where they watch it, or how they watch it, but clearly there is a market for it. I mean, people tuned in to Wendy when she was on, and I really don't believe there is a segment of people TV that still watch TV, Kimberland.
It's a Comcast. I'm gonna take y'all word for it. Let me ask you, why y'all still paying for cable? Listen,
yeah,
it is network sharing to get you a password. But anyway, so that is what's happening on The Real. Y'all really out here paying for cable. I can't believe it. So then we also got news that Nick Cannon's talk show is also scheduled to be canceled. He was only on the air 6 months, and again, ratings are saying that there are no signs of growth. That could be because in Kimberland's world, people ain't watching TV anyway. But hey, I'm just saying. Oh, and you know what? I didn't even realize this was still on. I need to try to find me a real TV.
What?
Girl, Jerry Springer was still out here on these good TV waves.
But this is I don't even know if the Jerry Springer show is still on, but this is different. I didn't even know he had his own show, like judge show. And he ain't even a judge, is he?
No. Who is this guy? I don't know. We let this guy come and do this whole talk show situation a long, long time ago. And what are his qualifications? Who is this fella?
Look, I was looking at the comments about Nick Cannon's show
Renee said he is a lawyer. Oops.
He is.
We gotta put some respect. Wait a minute. This just takes things to a whole nother level.
I gotta Google it.
Are y'all serious?
This
man was out here with all this ruckus on these TV waves, and he is a lawyer.
That's what the
Renee said he used to be in politics, girl. This is brand new to me. I'm about to have to. They got to have made a Jerry Springer documentary or something. Anyway, guess what?
What?
His Judge Jerry show ain't gonna be on no more. Okay, it premiered.
Hubbub, you didn't even tell us it was getting
canceled. After all of that, it's getting canceled. It started in 2019 as the girl. I can't believe what I read this for real, y'all. As the highest rated syndicated court show premiere in 5 years, Judge Jerry.
I don't believe that because you got like the lady with the lady. I don't remember all these. I don't watch
Judge Judy, Divorce Court.
There's so many judge shows. I can't keep track. But there is a segment of people that watch daytime TV, Kimberland. And
wow, I'm shocked. Kenya said Steve Wilkos, I remember him, the bodyguard. Yes, he took over Jerry Springer's show. See, okay, so then Jerry had to go to the judge show. Now, see, I believe people be watching them judge shows. I feel like
they funny. They're
the grandmas do be watching them. They do be watching them. But yeah, so all of that's getting canceled. Okay, it's just it's not gonna be there no more. The people ain't here for it. They said enough is enough. Okay.
All right. Speaking of what, Kimberland?
Speaking of canceled.
All right, so we are going to talk juicy. Smoothie. I like that. I just want to say juicy smoothie. I just think that.
I know you did.
Juicy smoothie. So Jussie Smollett has been sentenced to 150 days, 5 months in jail, and 30 months felony probation for his elaborate hoax of being robbed in the middle of the night, on the middle of the cold night in Chicago. Jussie went off talking to the judge, telling the judge he was giving his final statement saying that, if he dies in prison, it's not suicide. I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I mean, like, he was taken into custody and then he left with his fist in the air. I'm wondering, did anybody listen to the audio? Because as I was watching this audio, I was listening to it and I was like, and scene. Cut.
I couldn't even do it. I just waited for the headline to say what happened. I couldn't.
So Jussie is accused of orchestrating a phony incident to advance his career, lying to police, claiming that he was attacked and that it was a racist, homophobic attack. And I sit here and I say we're laughing. I am laughing at the craziness of the situation, but his brother got on Instagram, I want to say a day or so ago, because Jussie is currently being held in a psych ward. And we laugh at this and we poke fun at this and talk about this in jest about his theatrics. But I just want to not have a blind eye to the possibility of this really being something serious in terms of just his mental health and his mental state and the signs leading up to
all of this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Shakina, I was just gonna say that Taraji made a statement earlier today comparing not today, maybe yesterday, comparing him to Emmett Till. And so this is my thing. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Okay. We gotta stop, because there's a disparity. Yes. Like a lot of people were talking about the insurrectionists who got slaps on the wrist in comparison to this. Right. And so they're like, so Jussie need to go scot-free. But my thing is this: right is right and wrong is wrong. Jussie was wrong. He should not have had all these resources out here doing whatever and like sir, your story fell apart. Like, now there are consequences, as there should also be appropriate consequences for the insurrectionists, right? So I definitely believe that his mental health is in danger. Hell, mine would be too if I knew that I had to go to prison, okay? Because I'm not the prison type, okay? So I get that. And I think that we need to, make sure we collective again, that we continue to check on brother from time to time.
Yeah.
However, what he did, I think, was really, he did a disservice to himself, and he did a disservice to the LGBTQ plus community by staging all of this. Like, it's a lie. It was a lie. And I think that he needs to have consequences for that. I don't think that 150 days is an exorbitant amount. In comparison to, and that's not me even getting into my prison reform speech or whatever. But there are consequences for actions, and this is your consequence, sir.
Do you feel that way because all the resources that were exhausted to figure out that all the resources
through a lie, and then you continued lying. Like, you could have at any time been like, all right, y'all, for real. Like,
yeah,
I was trying to get a new TV show, like, and pay a fine and move on. But you continued to lie and like continue to be like, I didn't do it. And like, even to the point where they was in there sentencing him, and he's still like, I ain't do it, sir.
I was like, action. I literally was like, and scene.
Yeah. It's enough. So, I definitely want him to come out of there being okay, but I also want him to take responsibility for his actions, because we can't just be making false claims.
Speaking of boss.
Okay.
Boss. So Rihanna's lingerie company, Savage X Fenty. So I'm bringing this up because if you guys were on anyway, I'm interested in, and we're all investors. You all have 401ks. I'm interested in investing. So I thought that this was interesting because Savage X Fenty is weighing an IPO at a $3 billion valuation. The deal would increase Savage X Fenty to over $3 billion. The singer turned fashion entrepreneur, ain't gonna never get no album, is working with advisors on an initial public offering that could value her Savage X Fenty lingerie again over $3 billion and more, according to people familiar with this matter. Now, you're like, Sabrina, what's an IPO? IPO is an initial public offering, which refers to the process of offering shares of a private corporation to the public in a new stock issuance. So an IPO is a way for a business to raise money. The transition from private to public company can be an important time for private investors to fully realize gains from their investment, as it typically includes a share premium for current private investors. Meanwhile, it allows public investors like myself to participate in the offering. So the release day of an IPO is fun. Like I remember when Bumble came out with their IPO, but it's high in volatility. Like it's basically it's a whole trading frenzy, all that stuff. So basically what I'm saying is, yes, you can watch, like I watch Yahoo Finance every day. When this IPO does come out, don't try to buy a share in it. Just watch all the finance people talk about it that day, because it's just not the best time to invest, but it's still a fun day to watch if it does go into initial public offering. Basically, we can buy shares of Savage X Fenty. I have not bought any Savage Fenty because I like to try stuff on and see if I can actually fit the bra. I don't buy bras online. I don't buy drawers online. I don't buy lingerie online. But I heard, Kimberland, you told me that she had a grand opening recently in Houston at the Houston Galleria Mall.
She did. And so, in full transparency, while you were sitting here talking this IPO lingo, I felt like I was in a foreign country. I do not know anything about investing in IPOs and all the things. I was just like, oh, okay, girl. Interesting, right? But what I do know about is some Savage X Fenty. I actually do have some of her pieces and I love them very much. And she went on and opened a brick and mortar store in Houston's Galleria Mall. Just over the weekend, I had a couple friends that went and I saw their videos and it was a time. What I love about Rihanna and Savage X Fenty is they're so inclusive. And I just appreciate that people can see themselves. Men can see themselves. Men who have, extra going on, they can see themselves. Women who are not, the classic model size. She even had a little person modeling in her show. She's had people with prosthetics modeling. Like
she had a woman with no arm. Like it was a beautiful picture. Like I love her inclusivity. I absolutely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
So the big dudes, the big guys, like the big dudes, like it is amazing.
Yeah. So
I love it.
I know that she has carved out a space. You continue to be like, he's not gonna do another record. She's not. Like I'm okay. I'm like, sis is on boss status. She is a billionaire. She has carved out spaces in trillion-dollar industries. When you're talking about makeup and you're talking about lingerie, like, girl, she ain't about to be singing nothing but to go into the bank. About to go cash this check. Okay.
Real quick.
They better have my money. That's what she gonna be singing.
Look at you. You look so good with that lips. Real quick, Shakina, I don't know if your comment was you're wanting to buy the Fenty or wanting to buy into the IPO. I'm not a financial advisor, but I will tell you, do not buy into the IPO just yet. If and when it comes out. They're looking into it right now, but I would not. Just look, see where it goes, because I wouldn't.
So I'll just be watching. I'll just be watching from the sidelines. I have no idea. So we also got some news that just came out. So we had talked about Tinder Swindler before. I don't know if you all have checked that out on Netflix or what have you by now. But at any rate, Tinder, partly in response to all of the hullabaloo that was happening, they decided that they're going to add an extra layer of protection to the app. So the dating site's parent company, Match.com, which I didn't know that Match owned Tinder. That was really interesting to me. But anyway, Match.com has said that they're going to provide users the ability to run a background check on their prospective mates. The new feature will look through public records to search for prior convictions or arrests, and will also notify people if their match has ever been registered as a sex offender. So what we want to know is, how would you feel knowing someone can run a background check on you on a dating app?
Okay, I'm not a criminal. I'm not a felon. I don't have a record, but I don't want somebody running Okay, for me, because if I'm not on Tinder. But if I were on Tinder, the fact that he can run a background check on me as well as a woman, I just as a woman. But
wouldn't you want to know if you were going out with someone who was a convicted sex offender or had some shadiness in their past?
Yes, of course. But it's just, that's so intrusive. That's like Miss Boy, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I apologize. That is a whole lot of information for a stranger to be able to have access to. Like, that's a great comment. Can we highlight her comment? That's good. She's right.
So at first I was all for this, right? I was like, yes, okay, because if you didn't commit the crimes, then you ain't got to worry. But then I was like, hold on a second. Now, how much are they really getting? Because public record has a lot of information. Like when you buy a home, your address, your deed is public record. So then I was like, no, I don't need you to know all of those types of things, especially on an app like Tinder. Like Tinder doesn't have the best reputation for quality people. Okay, sorry if I'm offending anybody that's out there on Tinder. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's gonna just be a flag, like it'll be like, hey, just so you know this person, or if it's like, here's the background report. Like, I don't know.
Like,
I
what?
don't know.
That is a lot.
But yeah, this is
That's a
a lot.
lot.
Hey, Sonia. Yeah, this is a lot when I thought about it again. Because at first I was like, yes, run it. And I was like, oh, not,
Until
no,
yes, like
no, no,
even
no.
with Google now, even your phone number, yeah, you can,
Right. You can do a reverse search.
yeah, I can put my phone
Hmm.
number. That's why I use Google Voice.
Did I tell y'all about the time that my Google Voice number was for an escort?
No,
I never told you about that.
no. What? How does that happen? What
Yo,
the old number was for? That's
this
oh
is not in the docket, but now I feel like I got to tell the story. So
wow.
when I moved to Pennsylvania, I had to get a Pennsylvania number for the call box, right? And I didn't want to change my number. And so I was like, well, let me just get another Google Voice number. So I
Mhm.
get the Google Voice number, whatever. Nobody really ever came to see me. So I just had it, for the call box or whatever. So every so often I would get these text messages like, hey, are you available? Or if I like, hey, what are your rates? Or I'm in town. Are you free or something,
Oh
right?
my
So I remember telling one of my friends, I was like, I keep getting these really weird text messages. Like, to the point, if I pull it up, I think I looked the other day and I had like 25 messages in there since I've cleared it, since I've left Pennsylvania. So anyway,
Oh wow.
so one day somebody is like, hey, how are you? Something, something. So I said, I was like, hi, you have the wrong number. So then the guy was like, oh, I found your number on EM. And I was like, what is that? So it's a site for escorts. And I was like, oh, yeah, no. And he was like, oh, you probably want to get a new number then.
Yeah,
'Cause, yeah, yeah. It
that
was
is funny.
so anyway, to the reverse searches. I should have did a reverse search because I had all kinds of solicitations happening in my inbox. But if you're on Tinder, know that this is going to be coming soon. So I don't know if there's going to be like an opt out type situation or something like that. But let your voice be heard, okay? If
Mhm.
if you're on Tinder and you don't want to participate in that,
I see this expanding to other dating platforms too. I do.
possibly, yeah, it's possible.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's
All right.
possible.
So we do have some COVID updates for you. So the NFL becomes the first major sports league to suspend all of its COVID-19 protocols because I don't know why. But for the first time since the coronavirus pandemic appeared over 2 years ago, there will be no rules or protocols or anything. You can just come to work with the vid and play. The NFL will be the first major sports league to do away with COVID-19 protocols, as the CDC recommendations have changed their minds and changed again. And also because the virus is at fallen to lower levels.
Mhm.
So that's probably why, which is crazy. I'm just like, the virus isn't going anywhere. I don't know. I think this is crazy because as soon as the levels start to go up because the virus hasn't gone anywhere, uh, or it's just
They're gonna be
constantly.
putting stuff back in. Like
Yes, the CDC
yeah.
is so inconsistent. They aren't a reliable resource to me anymore. Whenever I hear things from the CDC, I'm just like, oh, for real. All right, next. Yeah. So following that, uh so y'all remember when the bid started and New York City was like the epicenter of all of the COVID-19 virus
Mhm.
cases, excuse me. Masks will no longer be required in public schools. Proof of vaccination is no longer required for many indoor activities in New York City. And it's not like people like, I don't know what that is like. I don't know how do you show your vaccine card at a restaurant and say, oh, with all the
That's what they were doing. They were like, if you come to this restaurant, you need to have your vaccine card. If you don't have it, you
oh,
can't come
that
in.
is crazy. That's
Mhm.
crazy. Oh,
For all
well,
kinds of stuff.
I've never had to deal with that, but we did. I do remember seeing a fight online about this couple and them getting upset having to show their vaccine card. Like,
it was definitely a thing. Because when I was in Brooklyn, I didn't really go very many places, but people kept talking about it. Like everywhere that you would go, they were like, "And if you ain't got your card,
you gotta get your card laminated." And speaking of COVID, our former president Barack Obama, said on Twitter Sunday that he had tested positive for the coronavirus, though he is feeling well, thank goodness. He said he's feeling relatively healthy, and his wife, Michelle, our forever first lady, tested negative. So, the Barack Obama got the vid.
Yeah, and to the point that the virus is going to, like it is like the flu, what have you, it's going to continue, it's going to be around. Sonia, I don't know, she said, was New Orleans requiring vaccine cards as well? I'm not sure. I haven't been home in a minute since COVID, but we're seeing some of this relax. I don't know what that's going to look like as we continue. But I don't know. It's weird because here in Mexico, like people are still wearing, it's still required for you to wear a mask. They still have hand sanitizer at every entrance. They're still taking temperatures. Like it's very different here. So I can't really speak anymore to what it's like in the States or the way that the States is handling it. But here they're like, COVID ain't went nowhere. Put your mask on.
Yeah. But speaking of that, I do have some breaking news for you guys though.
Okay.
Can I share this with you guys really quickly? So hot off the presses, I just got this, that a fourth dose of the COVID vaccine shot will be needed, according to the Pfizer CEO. The company is working on a shot to handle all of the variants. But at this point, protection after 3 doses is not good, according to the Pfizer CEO. So
is that just for Pfizer, for those who got Pfizer?
I don't know. But a fourth shot will be needed, according to the CEO. I don't know. But the fact that you're telling me that the first shot didn't work and it was supposed to last for so long, be effective for so long, and then the third, like the 2 shots and a booster, now that's still not effective. Like, you said the second one, we needed a second one. And then you said we needed a booster and that would be effective and that would last for a while. But now you're telling me I need a fourth because of all the different variances. I get it. It's mutating. But geez Louise.
Well, how many times folks got to keep getting stuck up to like how many? I don't know. But that's very interesting. So I'm gonna just slide on past that because we don't make the news. We just report it. And and I'm gonna say that in the TSA has announced that they're going to continue. Biden's administration has decided to extend the requirement to wear masks on airplanes, trains, transits, what have you, through April 18th. It was originally scheduled to expire March 18th, but now they've extended it another month. And this is my thing. Can we imagine a world without masks? Because, and mind you, y'all, I moved all the way to Mexico during the pandemic, okay? So, but I had my mask on. I had on 2. I can't imagine a world without a mask. Like just thinking about walking down the street and someone sneezes and you walk into their spittle. Like thinking about talking to people who talk, like thinking about coughing, thinking about being in closed places with people without masks. Like I cannot imagine what that would be like. And I just don't like where the US is going. And let's just take off all the masks and pretend like everything is fine. I still want to wear masks. Okay. I still want to wear masks.
Remember how people in China would wear masks and we used to look at them really funny about wearing masks? This is just going to be a way of life. And I am really comfortable with that. So Yeah, I'll continue to wear my mask. And I'm glad that you will continue to wear your mask as well. Everyone, just continue to do what works best for you to keep yourself safe and those around you safe. Because, it'll get you. It'll get you.
It will. And it's no joke because I definitely had it over the New Year and I thought I was going to die. Like, I was really like, this is it. And not even because I couldn't breathe, because I couldn't keep anything in my body. Okay. It was really something. So I'm keeping my mask on. We have some quick BLM updates, and then we are going to play a game. So the first thing that we wanted to update you on is probably something that you will be like, that's not even surprising. So we have found out that data shows that HBCUs have been duped, hoodwinked, bamboozled out of billions of dollars over the last 3 decades. Recent statistics have shown that several HBCUs have been systematically underfunded by at least $12.8 billion over the last 3 decades. So we have some of those schools, and these are schools that are public HBCUs. So I went to a HBCU, but it was a private institution. But these are some of the public institutions that have been underfunded to the tune of $12 billion.
So
would it be?
Funded, meaning like they're supposed to be allotted a certain amount of funds.
Correct, because they're state schools.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then there's some kind of way the money got lost. The check ain't show up. Mm-hmm. So that was really interesting. And I am almost assuming that in an effort to try to right that wrong, they announced some funding that was going to happen.
So following that, the water is wet revelation. During the anniversary of the American Rescue Plan, the Biden administration highlighted its investments in HBCUs. The Department of Education announced a state-by-state breakdown of over $2.7 billion in funding for HBCUs provided in the president's American Rescue Plan. I, too, attended an HBCU in North Carolina. Shout out. Oh, yes. Shout out to if you attended an HBCU. Like, shout it out in the comments. I just want to know. I think we want to know.
Fisk University. Woo, woo.
I went to Livingstone College in North Carolina. And we wanted to just mention so North Carolina, they have 10 HBCUs. So they received over $307 million collectively for the state. Alabama, $334 million HBC $1 million. Texas, I didn't know Texas had 9 HBCUs. They received $304 million. Louisiana, $211 million for its 6 HBCUs, and Tennessee, $133 million for its 6 HBCUs. So I'm glad this is necessary. Like, I think sometimes, like, when people look at people look at this and they get upset by the amount of funds that are going to HBCUs. And it's like, HBCUs are necessary. Like, it's economically necessary. It's culturally necessary. Some of my best, like, it's necessary because sometimes you have people, for instance, that probably weren't able to go to a PWI, or they got kicked out of a school or something, and an HBCU accepted them, and then they excelled after going to this HBCU because they were in a community of people. But I don't want to belabor or continue on, but just know that I'm really excited to see this, to read about this.
It's past time. I mean, I dropped the link into the chat if you want to check to see your favorite HBCU, how much money they will be receiving. Feel free to click on that link. No worries. And you'll be able to do that. So speaking of HBCUs, Michelle Obama and Chris Paul are partnering with When We All Vote for some more HBCU initiatives.
So yes, our Forever First Lady Michelle and Chris Paul kicked off the first Vote Loud HBCU Squad Challenge. When We All Vote's first ever HBCU campaign, and the squad challenges the goal is to empower HBCU students to take a leading role in voter registration, education, mobilization efforts on their campuses and the surrounding communities ahead of the 2022 midterm elections. The first time I ever voted was at my HBCU.
Me too.
So this is necessary. And
Yeah.
thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Chris Paul. Michelle is like she's off for voter.
Yeah. And Chris Paul, though, has been a really big HBCU supporter, like forever. He always wears different paraphernalia and whatnot. So that's pretty dope that they have partnered to do that. So something a little bit more frustrating.
Yes. So I want to call this segment, It Be Your Own People. Are we able to play? So this topic doesn't need much discussion because it's been all over the place. Ryan Coogler, Black Panther director of Fruitvale Station, director of The First Creed. Bank America has apologized to Ryan Coogler after he was assumed to be a bank robber and briefly handcuffed. He handed a withdrawal slip to a teller on January 7th, asking for $12,000 of his own money. He wrote on the back of the withdrawal slip to be discreet. He said that I would like to withdraw $12,000 from my checking account. Please do the money counter somewhere else. I'd like to be discreet. When handing him back the cash, like he didn't want everybody to see him like count the money or being there, sitting there, and there. Anyway, the point that I'm making is like the teller assumed that there was a potential danger, and she notified her manager, and her manager gave her directive to call 911. This is according to the police report. And I also want to note the branch or the bank of Bank America was a branch in Atlanta. So most of the people in that branch are Black. Probably all of them are Black. So I wanted to make that known. So do we want to do the audio, or do we want to just go and speak to
we can play a piece of the audio.
Give me a short piece, if we can. But while she's doing that, let me tell you just few facts. So the cops detained the drivers outside with Ryan as well, but he handed this teller his ID from California. He placed his PIN number into the machine, to get the money. He has an account with Bank of America, and he did have on a hat and a mask with transition lenses.
Because they kept saying he has shades on. He doesn't have shades on. He has on transition lenses. Like transition lenses get darker when you're in the sun. They weren't shades. It was his glasses.
Okay. So yeah, has a mask. We just talked about the vid and COVID, So we just wanted to talk to you ladies and talk to you guys briefly. Not briefly. Talk to you guys about the situation because we have a question for you.
Ask the question and then I will play the clip.
Okay, so the question that I want to ask you all is, what is an appropriate consequence for this Black teller and her supervisor? And the reason that we're asking this question is because she didn't read the note fully. She, went to her supervisor and thought that he put in his PIN number. He gave her his ID. She didn't read the note fully. She just.
So let me play the clip.
Yeah.
So people can hear. Okay.
A customer passed me a note, and so I just told my manager I didn't feel comfortable. So he told me to call police while he, I guess, stalled.
What is on the note, ma'am?
It just says I want to withdraw $12,000. Just be discreet.
Is this an actual customer, or are they trying to rob the bank?
They had a debit card, and he inserted it. He gave me a California ID, but I was like, okay. How do you want the cash back? And he's like, just look at the note.
And he had no weapons, correct?
Not that I know of. He just has on black sunshades and a black a a black hat.
Is he a black male, white male?
He's a black male. And every time I ask him like a question, he's like, look at the note.
So, oh, okay.
But he inserted his debit card, and then I asked for his ID. He handed me his ID as a California ID. But I didn't look at his name because I'm just like.
So I wanted to get to that part of
Yes.
he handed me his
Thank
ID, but I didn't even look at his name.
I wanted you to continue because, and that's fine. But the operator at the end started, she said, so no identification was even established, is what the operator said. So what should happen? And I was thinking, what do you guys think should happen? Should they, get more training? Now, she was a black woman. Like, you don't want to contribute to another black woman losing her job. She's a pregnant black woman at that. And again, everyone in this branch is probably black. Her supervisor is probably black. You don't want to, I have my thoughts, but yeah, I'm trying to ask, like, what do you guys think should happen considering everything that we just heard and everything that I just pointed out? What should be the consequence for this black teller and her supervisor amid this? Now, Ryan Coogler did say that the bank has addressed the situation he talked to the bank and they addressed it to his satisfaction. That's very ambiguous. We don't know what that means. We don't know if she was actually fired. So just want to know, everybody in the community, Kimberland, your thoughts. We just want to know, what do you guys think the consequences should be for the teller and her supervisor?
So it looks like the community says that she needs to be fired. So this is my thing. Even if she's pregnant, she didn't know all the things, what have you. There are a few places where I'm like, but come on, bruh. Like, he put in his debit card. He gave you his ID. He gave you a withdrawal slip with his account number, said, hey, I want to withdraw this amount of money, what have you. So she says, okay, I didn't feel good. I didn't, I ain't know. I was nervous. So then she goes to the manager, and the manager says, just call the police. I feel like most of the onus really falls on the manager, because I feel like the manager should have been like, did you check the ID? Like, did you ask him sir, I understand you want us to be discreet, but I am going to need to see your face to know that, that it's you, right? So I need you to, let me see that it's you, and then we'll be right with you. Like, how somebody going to give you identifying information? You ain't going to even look at it. Like, what the?
Very incompetent.
Who gives you a note and says, I want to withdraw money from my account, and you say they must be trying to rob the bank?
Yes, that's what she heard. What she heard.
He could have been deaf and unable to speak. So he wrote down what he needed so that he can give it to you and communicate, because you don't speak sign language or English, clearly. So, like, what in all of that made her say, I think he's trying to rob us? So then when you go to the manager and the manager's like, call the police, you really need to lose your job.
Yeah.
So no.
That was very, very incompetent. Very incompetent.
It was profiling is what it was. And that's the thing. Like, I think the misconception is that when we talk about perpetuation of racism, is that we think that only white people are able to perpetuate racism. Black people are able to perpetuate racism in the fact that most of us walk around with internalized racism that we don't even realize. So I'm sure that there have been times where you've been in a certain neighborhood and you've locked your doors. There's been where you've seen somebody and you've been like, I don't really know. And they look just like us, right? So all of us have been programmed to fear our own people. It does not stop just with white people, right? And then I told y'all earlier, right is right and wrong is wrong. So if this was a white teller that did that, her behind her need to get fired. And it's a black teller that did it, she need to get fired too. Come on. There's a protocol for a reason.
Yeah, I agree. I think she should be fired too. I think she should be gone. I think the manager should be gone. It was just like Brian said, this whole situation should have never happened. Like he did everything right. So it sounds like the community is
Stay over it. Ain't no passes.
Yeah.
Okay. Ain't no passes at all. Like that was trash. So I'm glad that he got it worked out, but this is a real indication of how we are in danger, even with our own people.
Yeah.
Right. It be your own people. And that's the thing that I think we need to realize and stop excusing because somebody looks like us and assuming that they have the same intentions as you might. That is not the truth. We need to quit that. So anyway, we want to do something more fun, lighter, because we need to relax. Okay. My tailbone is hurting. Okay, I'm gonna get it together. So anyway, I don't know if y'all had heard that Ellen DeGeneres has she's stepping away from her show. It's also canceled. So this is
please what about this one?
This is the season of cancellation. So her show is going away. So she has not been on the show as much. So she's been having a lot of guest hosts on the show, whatever. And the other day, Sierra Wilson was on the show. She got a surprise from her hubby, Russell Wilson, and it was all cute and all that kind of stuff or what have you. Well, Sierra also had one of her best friends, who I guess, excuse me, sorry, y'all. I was like, oh Lord, that was coming. She had one of her best friends, Lala, on the show, Lala Anthony, and they played a game about dating deal breakers. So that's what we want to play with you all today. So the rules of the game are very simple. We're going to put up a prompt and we're going to ask you if this particular situation is a deal breaker for you, yes or no, and why. Okay. If the particular situation is a deal breaker for you,
this is going to be fun.
Yes or no, and why. So let's kick it off. The gentleman is too focused on fitness. This is mine. This is the thing.
This is the deal breaker? This is your deal breaker?
This is a deal breaker for me, and it's first. So I mean this, okay? I do not like guys. So I just finished talking about Savage X Finny and how I love their inclusivity and all that kind of stuff. I don't like rock hard bodies. I don't. That's first off. I don't.
You like
I need to lay, when I lay my head, I need to have some kind of something on, like, I don't want to be laying on the rock. Like that is.
You don't want to put it on the washboard? You don't want to lay on the washboard?
I don't like, right? But this is the other thing. I am gonna eat.
Irma.
I don't want to hear about your stupid protein shakes and all the like. I don't want to hear it. Oh, I'm up and eating my protein shake. I already went to the gym. I'm like, shut up. That's great that that's what you're doing, but I don't need you over here trying to make me feel guilty and all of this. Like, I can't.
They're not gonna make you feel. If anything,
I don't like it.
Okay.
Real talk. When I see people that have washboard abs, I be like, swipe left.
Oh, Kimberland.
Oh, I swipes hard. I can't.
Okay. No, that's not a deal breaker for me, but okay. It gives me perspective. I do like cushion. I do like a little chubster, but I like a guy that's interested in his fitness and going, and I want him to push me to be at my fitness peak. So
interested is one thing. Obsessed, get out of my face.
Okay.
All right. You ready for the next one?
Yeah, ready for the next one. All right. So what do we? Oh, so for me, I am I'm online dating profiles. Whenever I look at a guy's online dating profile, one of the first no's for me or deal breakers for me is when he talks about all the things that he doesn't want. I see profiles. They're like, well, don't have no filter, don't come with the drama, don't be on some boo, don't
Oh God.
like when they say
God.
all of the things that they don't want, that clearly shows that they have some type of trauma over the things that they've encountered on that in that space. And I don't even want to deal. You should be talking about the things that you're looking forward to and want to see, would like, instead of just, oh, don't be on some bull. I don't like I've seen that a lot in profiles.
Who hurt
All
you,
the things
sir?
that they don't want. And I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
So I swipe left really quick. Like real quick.
Definite deal breaker. Kamisha said they're listening to all of this, and the problem probably with them. Yeah. Okay, because you can't think of nothing positive to say. Like, just hush your mouth. Hush your mouth, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
So you don't want somebody to fortify your mind. You don't want, I didn't even use the right term. I used that wrong term on purpose. But you don't want someone to articulate your specifics or particulars, or I don't know. I'm just being funny.
Let me tell you something.
You don't want somebody pensive.
Let me tell
you don't want somebody really, really pensive.
I ain't got no patience for the hoteps.
How do you know he's a hotep?
I almost cursed. I ain't got no patience for the hotep. How do you know that they're the hoteps? First of all,
can you define what a hotep is?
The Black Israelites, the woke third eye, Black power, but with a sauce, with a seasoning of misogyny, and I can't say the words I want to say. Let me tell you something. This is how you know. If y'all don't know, let me get up close to this mic so I could go and help my sistering that are on this here call. God. Listen, when they hit you with the good morning queen, the most high, what else they be saying?
My stomach.
Because you know the white man, they want us to not experience the fullness of love, okay? Because see, over here, we are loving each other all together, sister, okay? And, I want to talk to you that the Black man is the original Jew, okay? Because Jesus isn't white. All right, but that's what they told you, sister. I can't do
I've never met that before.
Bruh.
Oh, geez.
I can't do it. Like, I cannot. I can't. Grand Rising, that's the one, Ken. Y'all knew somebody was on Grand Rising Queen? Grand Rising?
What is that? Done. I don't know what that means. But that's okay.
Good morning. That's what it means. Good morning.
So no hoteps for
I can't with the whole. When I tell you they sends me, I cannot with the hoteps. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I be asking them, excuse me, sir.
Gave me a workout.
I be like, excuse me, sir. Do you believe that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, and He died for our sins and rose on the third day? Well, you see, sister, His name wasn't even Jesus. His name was Yeshua. Goodbye, sir. Swipe left. I can't.
Kimberland, that was funny. Yes. How do you know? Well, okay. Do you know that he's a hotep if he's on a dating profile, or do you know if he's a hotep and talking to him?
It's signs. If they got Grand Rising on the dating profile,
okay.
If they have the symbol, like there's this God that they have, God or goddess, Ma'at or Ptah, or
fact like you know all this
because they be trying to talk to me. I can't. I can't do it. Like, oh my God. Okay, I can't.
You swipe right. All right.
I can't.
Okay. So for me, not being open-minded about the cess. Not being open and trying something new, and if they're just stagnant in their growth and not being open-minded, like if they and I've met that person. I met a couple. Like I like to do, like I'm very active. I like to do things. Like when I meet someone who is not like I like to trail hike, and I'm like, well, try it. I like to rock climb before. Well, try it. You know, I just want someone that's open to trying new things. And I've met the men who aren't willing to kick the box open. They're very set in their ways.
So what kind of stuff do they say to let you know that they're closed-minded?
Gosh, that's really not my thing. Like I literally trail walking or trail hiking. I met someone that says that's not. Well, you know, we'll see. Like I've had a man that said we'll see once before, and I'm just like, we're just
taking a walk, sir.
We're just walking. It's just,
now
it's
one
just
time
fun.
somebody though did trick me into climbing a mountain, and I thought I was gonna die. I tried.
I met quite a few, not a number of men who sit there and say that they're spontaneous and sit there, they'll say that they're ambitious in their profile. But then when you want to talk to them about doing things like, yeah.
Okay. I'm with you on that. That's definitely a deal breaker for the community as well. Renee said red flag. So this one for me, I'm also very passionate about. Don't message me with no text talk.
Culture.
See, you don't even know what that say, do it? This says, see you later.
Oh
my God. You're lazy. I can't do it. Right? Don't WYD me.
I did not.
Don't GM me. Don't GN me. Don't HRU me. I need sentences with punctuation.
Well, okay, sentences, punctuation, maybe, you know, I'll give them a pass because it's text. I'll give them a pass.
How am I supposed to read this paragraph? How am I supposed to know when to pause to process?
Okay, maybe I won't give them a pass. Well, I won't give them a pass because if they use the wrong "your," that's probably a deal breaker too for me.
That's why they're typing "you are" because they don't know which "your" is "your." I can't do it.
Shakita said that isn't even a problem for me, girl. I on that same vein of Kimberland's text, because this is me and her both have similar in this situation with texting. I don't like a man that likes to constantly text me. I mentioned I'm on a dating app, and if I give you my number first, or if I give you my number, period, call me. Like that. Otherwise, we could have continued this text conversation on the dating platform. Like if you don't, I give you my number for a reason, and if you're still insistent on texting me, that I just cut that ish off really quickly. I'm done. But yeah, these how are you? What you doing? The WYD.
And you know what? I'm such a jerk. I'll be writing stuff like JSWTADW. And they be like, what? And I'm like, just sitting here watching TV and drinking wine. That's how stupid I feel when you send me this dumb WYD. Then on the other hand,
Kimberland, you put so much thought into that. I would not do that.
It's stupid. I can't. Then this is the other thing, to your point about somebody continuing to text. I'm gonna need to hear your voice.
Yeah.
Because another deal breaker for me is somebody that ain't got no bass in their voice. You can't be out here sounding like Michael Jackson, and it's not gonna work for me. Sorry, it's not. I can't do it. It might be petty, and I might offend somebody, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Like, I need to hear your voice. Okay, I can't.
What would that sound like?
What?
Somebody who doesn't have bass in their voice.
He can't be sitting up here talking like, "Hey, girl, I missed you today, sir." If you don't find some bass to put in your voice, like, I can't. How am I supposed to be sitting here dreaming about you, like whispering sweet nothings in my ear. You sounded like this,
Oh,
girl.
I'm
You
going
look
to-
so good today. Sir.
Oh.
I can't take it.
Kimberland, you and these jokes today.
I'm serious, bro.
Oh.
I can't do it. It has happened to me before. And I literally have been like, and thank you so much for your service. Like, no.
He can't help that, Kimberland.
He better list something. You're just not my person. Okay. Be well. There's someone out there who needs your Michael Jackson voice. I, however, am not that person. And that's what I need to know my limits, because I'm going to be rolling my eyes every time you say something. Okay. See, Tanya said, why my voice deeper than yours? Why I got more bass in my voice than you? I can't. You clearly see this. This is probably very, very discriminatory and prejudice. But I don't feel like if something goes down, right, and you got to like use your man voice to stop us from getting in trouble, and you like, no, stop, sir. I can't do it.
Call the police.
I can't do it.
Get off my woman. I'm just kidding.
I can't.
I hope we aren't being rude, being discriminatory.
I'm not sorry, y'all. I'm not. This is a clip that I know will probably come back some years from now, and I'm gonna still be okay with it. Okay, because I can't. This is me being honest and transparent. That's what we're about here at Beautiful Girls.
I'm giving myself a workout. This is like,
why am I like this? I don't even know.
All right, we got to move on. Come on.
I'm trying to get myself together, Sam. Dang. Okay, hold on. I am so silly sometimes. So anyways, our mental health moment today, we just wanted to give you all some tips about navigating change, because there's a lot of change that's happening right now. Some of us are being forced to go back to work, and things are changing with COVID protocols, and a lot of our circles are changing right now as well. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about that. So when we're thinking about change, the first thing that we want to know is change is hard. Okay, everyone doesn't look forward to change. So keep that in perspective, right? Understand that it is something that you're going through. It doesn't last forever, and try to focus on the bigger picture, right? So what is the reason or what you're supposed to learn out of this process where you're changing, instead of thinking about the negative impacts that it might be having on you. Mm-hmm. Secondly, we want to make sure that we are really assessing the situation, right? There's nothing worse than making really big decisions when you're upset, when you are angry, when you are hurting, right? So really take time to assess the situation and make sure that you have your best mind on in that time when you're trying to navigate that change. Make sure that you have realistic expectations, right? You are not, for instance, let's say you are on a money saving journey. You are not going to save $1 million tomorrow. Like, let's just keep it real. Okay. So have realistic expectations, because what that does is it helps to temper our expectations. There's a quote that says something like expectations is the root of all disappointment. Mm-hmm. So we really want to make sure that we have realistic expectations so that you're able to make the corrections that you need to make, but not putting undue pressure on yourself that won't be productive, right? Also pay attention to how change makes you feel. Some of us get really triggered when change happens. So we start to act out, or we have an attitude, or we may get depressed or anxious when change happens. So if we can pay attention to the triggers that our body gives us and the warning signs, then we'll be able to accept change more gracefully in the future, and maybe even have some comfort. And then lastly, the 5 P's: patience, persistence, practicality, positivity, and purpose. And centering it on purpose, remembering that purpose, everything that we go through is on purpose with purpose. Nothing that we're going through is by accident, right? So really focusing on what the purpose is within this change so that we are able to get through it in one piece. So That is
Yeah.
our mental health moment for today, courtesy of Psychology Today.
I love their Instagram. Thank you for that, Kimberland.
My pleasure.
I saw a woman on online that says she thrives and looks forward to change. I'm like, whew.
Oh, well, God bless her. Because I am not that
It's
person.
very uncomfortable, but every time I go through change, I think of that this is going to grow me. This is going to make me better, but it is very uncomfortable. And I try to embrace that uncomfortable feeling and anxiety of change.
Right.
So this is helpful. And I hope it's helpful to the ladies in the community because it is a thing.
It's a thing, and it's something that we all have to go through, right?
It's
So whether that's the word. It's inevitable. It is going to happen.
Change is constant. All right.
Exactly.
So our brown girl spotlight this week or this episode is Pamela Culpepper. She's so pretty. She is bringing color to Prada's board specifically. Her January appointment to the luxury fashion house as its first Black woman to ever sit on the company's board. Pamela Culpepper is the first Black woman, like I said, to ever join their board. And she is the co-founder of Have Her Back, a female-owned, female-led culture consultancy focused on advancing equity for all. Her professional background includes serving at the head of human resources and diversity and inclusion departments at some of the world's most largest companies across industry. So we wanted to highlight her. I don't have any Prada, but if I did, I would be proud to wear it because I know that not proud. I would happy and be good in wearing it. Even the knockoffs. I wear the knockoffs, knowing that there's a Black woman on the board deciding how these knockoffs should look. So knockoffs. So we're super excited to, you always want to see some people that look like you in a space, in your workspaces or at a clothing line that you patronize. Like, it's always good to know
it's past time
making decisions.
We have space. We have a right to be in couture spaces and these high-end spaces as well. So I think that's awesome. Shout out to her.
Prada.
Yeah.
Do you own any Prada?
No, ma'am, girl.
Not even the perfume? Do they have perfume?
I'm like, what do they even make, child? No. No, ma'am, not at all. I am very much a Target type of chick, because, and especially since I'm on this minimalistic kick right now. No, I'm not. So anyway, having said that, y'all, we thank y'all for hanging out with us. I can see that y'all got lots of laughs, and we thank you for laughing with us.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that you all are connected to us in all of the ways that matter. Make sure that you have liked us on Facebook at Beautiful Brown Girls, that you joined our Facebook group, Beautifully Shaded, that you have followed us on Instagram at Beautifully Shaded and on Twitter at Beautiful Brown You. We also want to make sure that you all are aware of our VIP members network. This is our very own Brown Girl social space, free from the algorithms, all the things trying to hold a brown girl down, where we are able to be our beautiful brown selves without any type of interference. We also, have all sorts of things over there that you can access, book clubs and fitness classes and paint parties and all kinds of stuff. Like, it's all kinds of stuff going on over there. So if you are looking for a community, you're like, oh my gosh, where have you all been my whole life?
Balls.
Here we are. Okay. So definitely make sure that you go and check out Beautiful Brown Girls and our VIP space again at members.beautifulbrowngirls.com.
Thank you.
Where can the people find you, ma'am?
You can find me on sabjackson.com. There you can connect with me on all my social things that I have there, LinkedIn preferably, Facebook too. You can connect with me on Facebook. All my podcast stuff. All my things, sabjackson.com. Everything is there.
Nice.
What about you? Where can people connect with you, Kimberland?
And you all can find me at KimberlandJackson.com. Everything is linked there as well, or at myblackassbusiness.com. I also just decided the other day, I'm going to start using Twitter. I'm never on Twitter. But if you all will go over if I think I have like 12 followers. But at any rate, that's where I'm about to deposit all this foolishness that be going on in my head, y'all, because it be a lot. And Facebook is probably not the place for it. So I figure I'm gonna go on Twitter with my shenanigans. Okay. So you can catch me over there. Right at mindmyblackbusiness.com. So having said that, we are always here every other Monday. So our next show will be in 2 weeks. Let me see what that date is. The 28th.
28th,
right?
The 28th.
28th. And actually that week we're going to have 2 shows. So we will have the 28th, we'll have BrownVersations, and we're also going to have a Brown Girl mental health panel on the 30th. Okay. Next week we have another episode of Brown Girl Boss that's going to be on Wednesdays. So feel free to tune in, same time, same place. Y'all go tag your friends. They need to laugh too. Share the broadcast. The conversation does not stop here. Okay. We might have to clip this whole deal breaker situation because I meant what I was saying. Okay. I said what I said. Okay. But at any rate, all right, I'm gonna stop because we way over time. We love y'all. We will see y'all back here for our next episode. Bye.